Hello, welcome to today's crypto update video where I'm going to talk about Phantasma Chain and also NEO and the latest updates that we've got from these two projects. Now, I don't normally talk about them very often, but when we get some updates which I think are important, I usually share them. So let's talk about Sol, and just to quickly summarize that, Phantasma Chain is on 3 different blockchains with the ticker symbol SOL. That's the name of the coin, but also a token depending on which blockchain we're talking about. On their native blockchain, it's a coin, the SOL coin, and it also has the fuel token called KeyFi, but that fuel token is also on the Ethereum blockchain, whereas SOL is on 3 different blockchains. It started off on NEO as an NEP5 token. It's on its native blockchain as SOL, but it also is on the Ethereum blockchain as an ERC20 token, also named SOL. So that's quite a lot to take in, right, if you are new to crypto. But that's ultimately what it is. Also, the circulating supply is 99.1 million, as you can see here. So quite a lot of it is in circulation from the total supply. You also have to remember there is an annual inflation as well. I think it's around 3 million SOL, if I remember correctly. That should be the annual inflation for SOL. And yeah, I mean, it does generate KCAL. If you stake SOL and then you can use that KCAL on the Ghost market for NFTs. That's probably the biggest feature that Phantasma Chain has at the moment, aside from the integration with different games as well, where you could use KCAL or SOL. So yeah, they've grown quite significantly ever since I've last covered them, but not that much since the last update video, right? I mean, we have covered the Ghost market here on this channel. I've done a dedicated tutorial of that. I showed you how you can mint an NFT. If you haven't already watched it, it should pop up on the top right hand corner of the screen. But let's actually talk about the utility of KCAL. Okay, so this is really well summarized here. If we actually open this tweet here, you could see that KCAL is used to pay for transaction fees on the Phantasma blockchain. It also is used for deploying smart contracts, minting NFTs, as we well know, block producer selection, voting, email, chat, cosmic swaps, and cryptocurrency in general, right? So it has quite a lot of utilities, and then you could kind of see why it's so needed, right? And in order to get it, you need to stake SOL. This video is sponsored by KeyFi. KeyFi is an all-in-one platform for tracking, swap, and staking your tokens and more. Think of KeyFi as a DeFi aggregator where you can do most things DeFi, which stands for decentralized finance. Think of the ability to supply liquidity to various pools of your choice, ones which pay better than others, as well as swapping tokens in and out using platforms like Uniswap or 1inch and choosing which platform to use for such swaps. So it gives you flexibility, basically bringing all DEXs together in one place. They've started off on Ethereum and are now also on Binance Smart Chain, which means if you are interested, the token with the ticker symbol KeyFi is tradable on Uniswap as an ERC20 token on Ethereum and on PancakeSwap for the Binance Smart Chain. The team consists of the co-founder and tech lead Ben Gervais, who's got 13 plus years experience in web development and startups, as well as 3 plus years experience at Selfkey as head of R&D working on decentralized identity technologies. The total supply of the token is 10 million, with a large batch being locked up. One special update that's coming to KeyFi with more details to be announced soon is something called K tokens. The name has yet to be decided, but a K token is a fungible interest-bearing token that also earns you KeyFi just for holding it. K tokens will help a user allocate their funds into a basket of DeFi tokens that are selected by an AI model. For more details on KeyFi, please check the video popping up on the top right hand corner of the screen. Okay, so what I want to talk about is in relation to their latest updates. So aside from Jesse Goplin, who's behind the House of NFT Twitter page, he's an artist. He's been bringing a lot of artists to Phantasma Chain. He's a big supporter of Phantasma Chain, as you well know, if you've been following Phantasma Chain, of course. Aside from that, there's something bigger that I want to talk about here, and it's in relation to this tweet which was posted 22 hours ago. So their website is currently down, but it's going to come back on Monday for the new unveiling and a major announcement with Hollywood. Yeah, you read that right. And now if we actually open this, you could see there are 2 characters there, and I think that they're from a movie. So they're actually saying it here, right? Major announcement with Hollywood. And as you can see here, there are 2 people here who look quite familiar. It is hard to know exactly who they are because it's a blurred image, right? But it looks like they're playing a role in a movie. So it could be that Phantasma Chain is gonna get mentioned somewhere in relation to a Hollywood movie, right? Somewhere. I don't know where, but it just looks like it. And that is big, right? I mean, we haven't seen this with any other projects within the cryptocurrency ecosystem except for Dogecoin, which has been shilled by Elon Musk, right? So yeah, it is pretty big. I'm actually curious to see what this is all about, and we're gonna find out on Monday. So I think that there is a bit of hype with that. I'm surprised the price is not doing better just with this tweet alone, but maybe people have known about this. Who knows, right? Maybe people have known about this. But it is big. It is big, and the fact that they're seeing Hollywood here and they're showing us that NFT, you know, it tells us something, right? And you got to remember here that this guy here, like I was saying earlier, Jesse Goplin, he's got a lot of connections in the music industry, right? And then from these artists, you get people that have connections at Hollywood probably, right? So you could kind of see how all this links together, right? And yeah, this is gonna be big for Phantasma Chain. If it's anything related to Hollywood, it's gonna be huge. You just won't believe it, right? So yeah, we have to keep an eye out on this and see what's gonna happen on Monday. If there's anything big on Monday that's gonna be announced, I'm likely going to cover it in another update video. But aside from that, I mean, yeah, there isn't anything else to cover here with Phantasma Chain. So do check it out if you want to follow them on Twitter to keep up to date. So yeah, we'll keep an eye out on that news. Because that is actually very interesting, right? And let's move on here and talk about NEO. So NEO has been doing extremely well, right? It's over 10x since the low that we've had in 2020, assuming that you've gotten into NEO around then, or that you've accumulated around end of 2018 to 2019, when NEO has dipped in price quite significantly. Well, it has made quite a comeback because of NEO 3.0. So as we can see here, we've got 70.5 million NEO in circulation, with 100 million being the total supply, of course. But what I really want to talk about with NEO is their website, right? Their website has changed significantly since the last time I've reviewed it and since the last time I've covered it. I used to be a huge NEO supporter on this channel before Polkadot. Before I even knew about Polkadot, right? And this was when I started my channel. I used to cover news from NEO News Today, and we're going to take a quick look at that too. But NEO have come a long way, right? As you can see here. So what are they doing with NEO 3.0? Where they're trying to do a complete revamp of the blockchain, the whole platform as a whole, right? So they're going to have interoperability, native oracles, self-sovereignty or self-sovereign ID, decentralized storage, a NEO NEM service, one block finality, rest-in-class tooling, smart contracts, and multi-language. Of course, the NEO and gas tokens. Gas is going to have a use case again. Aside from being used as a transaction fee, it will have different use cases as part of NEO 3.0, so that is good to hear. So here you could see more details on what this is all about, right? The Oracle bit, right? Built-in Oracle enabling secured access to any off-chain data, the smart contracts, of course, which can be written in different programming languages, interoperability. So Poly Network enable cross-chain interoperability with Ethereum, Binance Chain, and more, and likely Polkadot too, right? Because it's all about interoperability now. So I think that we could potentially see this kind of, I don't know, I wouldn't necessarily say there's going to be a competition between Polkadot, Cosmos, and NEO, but we could potentially see being some kind of interoperability between all of these, right? And likely Cardano too, once Cardano launch Goguen, which is going to be part of the third phase for Cardano. And yeah, I mean, we're going to see more interoperability ecosystems, and you're not necessarily going to think that one is going to succeed over the other, but likely that we're going to see them all getting used, right, by different entities, by people from different countries probably, right? Because at the end of the day, it's international, but because NEO has a stronger focus on China, of course, if the Chinese decide to open up their minds in terms of supporting the cryptocurrency space, right, and I'm talking about the government mostly, right, if they decide to do that, then of course NEO is going to be the winner over in China. There's no doubt about it, right? It's been doing very well at the beginning of at the end of 2017, even in mid 2017 when they had a revamp, and of course China didn't have any problem with crypto at that time. But we'll have to see how things go, right? Because I do think that NEO are making a huge comeback, and you got to remember that NEO have a lot of funding too, so it's something to keep your eye on as well. Now, NEO NEM service is an interesting one because I used to actually hold some tokens called NNC tokens, which are part of NEO NEM service, and it seems that they've integrated NEO NEM service now within NEO, it's going to be in NEO 3.0. So that's actually pretty big. I wonder if that token still has some kind of use case, that NNC token, because back then it had a use case. You could actually generate gas or C-gas for staking NNC tokens. Now, I don't hold any NNC tokens at the moment, but I mean, this was back in end of 2018 during the bear market when things were hyped up, and then the project kind of died out. So I think that maybe NEO are integrating them now, and maybe it's nothing to do with the token, right? Maybe it's just the actual functionality for domain names. So basically, you're going to have a .neo domain name associated with your public address, so that's good. And the NEO ID, of course, a set of self-sovereign decentralized identity solution standards. And I wonder if Ontology are going to play a role here with this NEO ID, because we know that Ontology and NEO have partnered, right? They're part of the same group of called Onchain. So yeah, there's just more information here on the smart contracts, dual tokens. So we've got the NEO token and the gas token. In case you didn't know, the gas token is the fuel token on the NEO blockchain. 0.44 gas per month from 500 NEO, and of course you can actually change this. So let's say you have 10 NEO, you get 0.01 gas per month for holding NEO, and for governance participation you get 0.35 gas per month. So that's quite a lot, right? They want you to participate in the governance. So it's good that they've come up with a different way to get you to generate gas, and I think that could be the reason why it's doing so well as well in terms of price, right? So anybody holding 1000 NEO is pretty happy, right? 35 gas per month for governance participation. So yeah, absolutely humongous here. So yeah, it's good to see they've come up with more use cases for generating gas now. And again, NEO are all around the world, as you can see here. So they are in Shanghai as well, in China, also in Russia, in St. Petersburg, in Switzerland as well, in Madrid, in Spain, in Brazil, in Colorado and Washington, and in Seattle, Washington. And yeah, I mean, this is pretty much it here with NEO. There isn't anything else to cover, but we can see they're making a huge comeback. They've got a lot of funding. They're spreading the word. So their marketing has definitely ramped up too, because I know they were suffering in terms of marketing. They were just developing throughout the bear market, but yeah. And just a shout out here to NEO News Today. I used to cover these guys all the time before, when I was doing NEO News update videos on this channel a long time ago during the bear market. So if you are interested to find out more about NEO, what dApps are building on NEO, the road to NEO 3.0, information with regards to exchanges, wallets, etc., do check out NEO News Today for more info on that. But that's it from today's video. I'd like to thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.